Welcome to Jasper High School. Tonight, the Jasper Wildcats will have their home opener of the season as they take on the Loogootee Lions. The Wildcats 0-1 after their loss last night, overtime loss, 58-56 to Linton Stockton. And they will take on a Loogootee team that started off so far 3-0 on the season. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And Jason, first of all, taking a look at our opponent here, like I said, 3-0 on the season, and looks like a really good shooting basketball team. They're shooting 54% as a team, but they've got two players. Their leading scorer is Silas Bauer, who averages 18.7 points per ball game. And then we also have Peyton Bledsoe, who's a sophomore, and he's averaging 17.7. Between those two, you got Bowers shooting 70% from the field and Bledsoe 56. And then I know they're both bigger men. They're the tallest players on the team, with Bauer being 6'6", probably plays a little bit more down low. We'll find out tonight. But Bledsoe actually is their leading three-point shooter as well. He's shooting 8 of 19 on the season, 42%. Shoots 90% from the foul line too. So it looks like we're gonna have to play some defense tonight against these guys.
Yeah, I think so, Craig. You know, they probably play typical Loogootee basketball. They'll be disciplined. They'll get after it on defense. They're going to capitalize on mistakes if we make some. So we got to take care of the basketball a little better than we did last night. We'll just have to adjust on the fly and see what happens.
And the Wildcats actually will be without Caleb Berger, who started the basketball game last night. He's got a hand or a wrist injury that's got him out at least tonight, and I know that he had some x-rays done, so we don't know really what that means for the season just yet.
Yeah, no, they talking to Coach Albrand here during the JV game, he said that they did some x-rays this morning and they came back negative, but there was a lot of swelling in it, so they didn't really know too much about it. So hopefully it'll heal up for him and he'll get back in action here.
So Jordan Wildman hits that three-pointer. He, along with his twin brother Jalen, are starters on this team, along with Silas Bauer, Luke Nante, and Peyton Bledsoe, as the Wildcats miss their first shot, and Wildman comes down with the rebound. So actually, Albrand, number 13, will get the start. He had a nice night last night, 3 for 3 shooting from three-point range.
Yeah, he did. Jack's a good shooter. He's getting the opportunity now tonight to start with the injury to Berger, so hopefully he can capitalize on that.
All right, so there's Day getting the Wildcats' first 2 points. He had a great night last night, scoring 22 points and leading this Wildcat basketball team. So 3-2 is our score, just underway here. 6:48 to go here in the first quarter. Cats in the man-to-man, drive to the baseline, kick out into the corner, three-pointer on the way, misses everything. So a little bit off there was Jace Walton with that shot.
Kind of a delayed call there. He called him, I think he said stepped out of bounds. I don't know that he did. He might have traveled before he did, but I didn't actually see his foot to see what happened. But
all right, so the Lions will inbound here. He thought about it from the volleyball line there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did for a quick second, but
feed down low into the big guy, and he's able to muscle it up and in. So first bucket for Silas Bauer, so he will go to the line to shoot one.
Looks like, he could be kind of a handful in there. He's listed at 6'6", and he's pretty well put together. Last night we played against a couple guys that were listed at 6'5", but I don't know as he finishes the three-point play, but those guys last night didn't look quite as big as what this guy does.
All right, so the three-point play makes it 6-2, 6:16 on the clock right now, just underway. Craig Schneider, Jason Stamm, and Jeremy Marcos bringing you the action here on 18 WJTS. And kind of a quiet atmosphere, obviously, with the students not here, the band not here. We did have the band last night, which we were sitting right next to the drum section, so that was pretty loud. So it's a little change for us tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But the bottom line is the kids are out there on the floor. They're getting the opportunity to play, and that's really all that matters. The fans in the stands are nice, but, getting to play is the key to it.
All right, so skip pass over there to Allbrand, and then it gets knocked out of bounds. Actually, that foul earlier was on number 21, Silas Bauer, his first personal foul.
Loogootee's playing man-to-man, so that, that a little bit switched from last night. I know Linton played a little bit of man, but most of the time they were in some kind of zone, trap, straight zone or whatever. But
Day with a nice shot fake there, but again gets the ball knocked away, so the Lions will come the other way. Bledsoe out there with the basketball, gives it up to Nante. So not coming up and making a ball screen on the point guard up front, but a good steal there by Goodhue. So here come the Wildcats. It's Tanner Ernie driving to the basket. A little contact, but no call either way. So here come the Lions quickly. There's a three-pointer on the way, not going for Bledsoe there. So Cats will have a chance to cut into that 6-2 lead right now. 4:52 on the clock here. Day with a nice drive, trying to feed it down low into Goodhue on the baseline, but it gets knocked away. Silas Bauer comes up with the steal, so Nante will bring it up. So Jasper needing to get some offense going. Just 2 points so far, trailing 6-2. Now we're starting to see a little butcher ball going on right now.
Yeah, this is typical Loogootee here. When they get a lead, they like to spread the floor and make you play defense. And years back when we were in school, they were really good at that. Right. I mean, they didn't care if they won 20-21, 21-20, or,
right.
Yeah,
especially when you got into that Washington regional with a matchup with them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they have scored some points this year. Evansville Day game, they won that game 85-76, so they can pour it on when they need to. But yeah, it's kind of holding it four corners. I mean, literally.
Yeah. Yep.
As Bledsoe tries to make a move, they got Bauer at 6'6" extended out to the wing.
And in all honesty, this isn't really it isn't a bad thing for Jasper because, Loogootee didn't play last night. We did, so your legs are a little bit, early in the season playing back-to-back nights, your legs are a little bit tired coming back.
Man, he was going for the ball, but boy, he just landed a punch. Was Goodhue there, right into the face of number 30, Luke Nante. So actually they call the foul on Goodhue. I was going to say, I was watching that Mike Tyson fight last Saturday night. First time he's fought in like 20 years. He actually looked pretty good, but yeah. I don't know if I saw a punch landed that well. And like I said, Goodhue wasn't.
No, he didn't
punch him, but he was going to the ball and just landed right in his face. All right,
so Mundy checked in, I believe, and Michael Beekler.
All right, so Heim sits down. And actually, a good steal there by Beekler, but he's not able to hang on to it as Loogootee gets it. They lead 8-2. 3:05 on the clock here, first quarter. Loogootee a little more aggressive on this possession here, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say went off a Wildcat, so Loogootee will have it with 3 minutes to go, first quarter. 8-2 our score. Handoff, Bledsoe left alone. The left-handed shooter drops his first three-pointer of the night, and that helps Loogootee extend this lead to 11-2. And John Gable has seen enough, and he is going against Ryan Haywood. For Wildcat fans, he coached in Mount Carmel for a number of years, and also Princeton before last year coaching at Loogootee. So second year there. We'll take a break. 11-2 is our score. 2:48 on the clock here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Beekler will inbound here today. Jasper trailing 11-2. Beekler drives to the lane. Will put the shot up and puts it up and in. So first 2 points for him.
Jasper's going to put a little full court token press on. Day did a good job there of getting a hold of the ball when Nante was trying to bring it up, forced a jump ball on that, so Loogootee will turn it over.
All right, so gets it into Goodhue there. Cats working around the perimeter, nothing open.
Loogootee's now they're in a little 2-3 zone.
At least Beekler open. He's a little short on that jumper, though.
Did a good job, though. He flashed to an open spot, got a nice open 15-footer. Uh-oh, somebody forgot their man.
Way short, though, and Bauer comes up with a board and a good follow, but still can't get it to drop, so the Cats come down with a loose one. Mundi. Now they get it to Dade. Try to set their offense. Screen set there by Goodhue, and they're going to call an illegal screen, so that's his second foul.
Yeah, we're going to have to get Jace out of there. Ernie's over there ready to check in. Himes going to come in now for – Ernie went in for Allbrand. Himes going to go in for Goodhue.
All right, so the Wildcats on the floor right now have Mundi, Day, Heim. I see Beekler over there and also Ernie.
Yeah.
Drive to the basket, and the shot drops, so Heim's going to pick up the foul, and going to the foul line is going to be Luke Nante, who just checked into the ball game.
We don't look like we're playing with the intensity and the fire that we did last night.
I agree.
As a coach, I think that's probably going to be the biggest, as of right now. That's a big disappointment, I think.
Right. Yeah, because the Wildcats put on an outstanding effort last night, but
Himes got to come out. He's got 2 fouls too. So, I mean, we got 14 fouls, and Goodhue's got 2 of them, and Himes got 2 of them. So that's going to be a handful with the big boy inside.
The Wildcats are still without Connor Foley, Gus Heichelbeck, and Spencer Engler tonight. So size is limited.
Yes, it is.
Beekler. Nice move down to the baseline, gets it down to Beekler. He makes a little move, but has to kick back out the Day, drives to the lane. Nothing but black jerseys in there. Now Wallace, he gets hammered, and they actually call a foul this time, so that's Bauer. I think that's his second.
That's 2 on him, I believe.
So the leading scorer for Loogootee is going to have to sit down, I believe, for a little bit.
That's a big help,
right.
To get him out of there. Not only being the leading scorer, but also being 6'6".
Yeah.
Gets them back down to our size a little bit.
Right, a little bit. Yeah, because 6'2", Brian Eckerly checks in for him, number 45. They stay with that, 2-1-2 zone, it looks like?
2-1-2, 2-3, somewhere in that vicinity.
All right, so that's going to go off of Loogootee, so the Cats will have it underneath. So down by 10 right now, 1:01 on the clock. So far it's kind of a ho-hum ball game for the Wildcats. They need a bucket here on this possession.
Yep, you're right.
All right, good setup there for the three-pointer, but
got Wallace for an illegal screen.
Yeah, so Carter Mooney was able to knock down that jumper. He hit one last night from 3. So,
that's one thing, when we work with our little 6th grade team, we talk about how, sometimes when a guy like Wallace did there gets called for an illegal screen, sometimes it's not the guy setting the screen, it's the guy that's getting the screen set for him because he doesn't wait. He takes off and his defensive guy's moving and the screener's moving, and now all of a sudden, it's a collision and it looks, a lot worse than it is.
Right.
But the officials a lot of times will see that and they'll call it on the offensive guy setting the screen.
Right. Yeah, so the Wildcats, 2 of their fouls have been on quote unquote illegal screens. So 36 seconds right now. Loogootee will
hold
for 1.
Yeah, they'll.
Wildcats actually force them though to go to the basket, and so no shot doesn't go, but they get their own rebound and put it back up. Battle. That's 3 times. At least 2 of the rebounds go to number 12, Jordan Wildman. He tries to throw it off a Wildcat. It goes out of bounds. Jasper will have it with 18.4 to go, trailing by 10. We
got to do a lot better job blocking off. We're letting them push us underneath the rim a little bit, and they're able to get in there and get the rebounds. So we got to do a little bit better job of that.
Ernie attacks the basket, but way too high off the glass. We got 1 second, and the buzzer sounds. That doesn't count. So 14 for Loogootee, 4 for Jasper. Jasper needs to find some offense when we come back for the second quarter. You're watching the Wildcats here on 18 WJTS. Loogootee will have the basketball to start quarter 2, leading the Jasper Wildcats 14-4.
Best thing about that first quarter is it's over.
Exactly.
Jasper's going to run a little half-court trap.
Oh, man, it leaves him on the baseline. So Jordan Wildman's got 5 points now.
They found the spot in that trap that's open.
Beekler drives and does not drop, so Loogootee will come up with a board there. So good to see Beekler being a little aggressive offensively, taking to the basket.
He is. He's looking to score tonight.
I can remember playing pickup games when he was probably an 8th grader down at Precious Blood. Oh, an easy bucket down low for number 45, Brian Eckerly.
They're pretty well shredding that defense that we're trying to run.
Right. Got 2 easy buckets off it so far in their first 2 possessions. Just a minute into the second quarter, and extends that lead to 14 right now, 18-4. Now they're going to the 4 corners drive there, and he sees the opening and a foul. See if that basket counts. I believe it's going to. Yes, it does. So number 13, Jace Walton. Actually, I think he ended up starting the basketball game. He's only been averaging about 14 minutes a game, but he's been productive. He's got 4 points and going to the line for a free throw here. Misses there. And John Gable's got to get this team figured out. So they trail now by 16, 20-4, with 6:47 to go here in the second quarter on 18 WJTS. Back once again here after the timeout. And Jason, I can at least be giddy about IU football beating Wisconsin today.
Yeah, that was big IU fans. You know, that was a big win for them.
I got my hat and my sweatshirt on.
Yeah, you're sporting all the IU stuff. You know, to go on the road and go up there and come away with a victory, that's pretty big.
Oh, at Wisconsin, you know.
Well, I think it said on ESPN there had been 10 years since IU had beat them.
Yeah.
So,
well, it was in 2010. My son Zach, who's a junior up at IU, he sent me the box score from that when they lost 83-20 that day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Lakers are 6-1, ladies and gentlemen. All right,
yeah,
back to the ball game.
Yeah.
So Dave finds an opening, drives, kicks out. See if Carter can hit the second time. Boy, he's showing some touch. He hit one earlier, but it was called off.
No, that was Allbrand.
Oh, it was? Okay, my bad.
Yep,
all right, well then Allbrand's after last night,
yeah,
3 for 3.
He's 4 for 4 in threes this year so far.
So good job, Jack. Sorry about that. But maybe it was just a game of Jack Allbrand and Carter Mooney playing horse, because it looked like the exact same spot they both hit from there. All right, so the three-pointer makes it a 27 game, but we got a foul actually where number 30 will step to the line. That's Luke Nante. And
so Jasper's got Isaac Heim, Michael Beekler, Jack Allbrand, Tanner Ernie, and William Schmidt in the game right now. So
saw some action last night.
Yeah, coach is using this whole bench again tonight. You know, trying to, like we talked last night, trying to get these guys some minutes in and help give those guys, spell them a little bit so they get a little rest.
So Loogootee misses the free throw there, so Nante 1 of 2 makes it a 21-7 game, 5:37 on the clock. Jasper with the basketball. See if they try to set up. Oh, there's Allbrand again from the corner, so just a little bit short on that one, and trying to reach over,
Be over the back.
Right. All right, so Beekler's going to pick up that personal foul, and again, it's a bonus because 8 fouls on the Wildcats here in this first half already.
Yeah, 8 fouls on Jasper and 2 on Loogootee. That's a little crooked number there, but Jasper's got to do a little bit better job of moving their feet, and you know they're, you know, Michael's fighting in there, but you know you got to realize when you're behind the guy, there's nothing you can do. I mean, anything you do, it's going to be a foul probably.
Yeah. All right, so the left-handed Bledsoe hits the free throw. Again, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, 90% foul shooter.
Got a funky-looking little shot, but has a lot of success with it.
It works.
Yep.
He's got 5 points to go along with this three-pointer, 23-7. 5:18 to go here. Jasper in trouble. Been in trouble pretty well from the start because Loogootee led 14-4 in the first quarter. Nice move there, though. Beekler, at least he's showing some aggressiveness. He's got 4 points. So the ball gets knocked away, so Loogootee will side out here. 23-9, 4:57 on the clock.
Loogootee could be one of these teams, you know, you get behind them. If they want, it's going to be hard to catch up, you know, because what they've done already demonstrated that they can, you know, they're good passers, they're patient.
Right.
You know, they cut with a purpose. They look right there.
It's the mistake you want to force, though. So Ernie comes up with the steal.
Got to capitalize on it.
And Allbrand can't finish there, get hit, going up with his left hand, and he'll shoot 2. But, you know, that's the thing, like you're talking about as far as Loogootee. And, you know, Butcher used to do a lot of the same thing, but it's really, you know, again, extend a little bit of a lead, 7 or 8 point lead. And, you know, right now it's a lot larger at 14, but it just becomes ball control at that point. You know?
It does.
And two things can happen. Either the defense can force them to make a mistake, or force the defense to kind of get lax or something where you can get that easy bucket.
And usually with them, what would happen is they're so used to playing that slow down offense that, you know, they don't. I mean, that was an unforced turnover a while ago, but, you know, most of the time they take care of the basketball.
Right. All right, so Allbrand's able to roll the second one in, 1 of 2. So 23-10 is our score. So we're able to work through the Wildcat press there. So Nante with it. He'll drive against Allbrand. Comes back out. Bledsoe against Day.
They just, you know, they stand out there high, and that's
been the same spot where they made the mistake last time too, just trying to throw it right there in the lane. Oh, and they call an offensive foul.
No.
Oh, they didn't. Okay.
No, they call it a blocking foul. But
all right, my bad.
Basket's good.
All right, so Isaac Heim gets his first 2 points, get a chance for a free throw here, could cut this lead down to 10.
And that's what you got to do. You just, you know, you're not going to get back in it in 1 or 2 possessions. You just got to whittle it away, take care of the basketball, force them into some turnovers. And uncharacteristically, they've made. Oh, here's a nice pass.
Man, I tell you what, I like Jordan Willman.
They're a very nice passing team. I mean,
So Allbrand misses the shot. Now it's ball still in play, but Loogootee calls the timeout actually. So ball kind of fell into Bledsoe's hands when he was down on the floor. So
yeah.
All right, so let's take a break right now. 25-12 is the score. 3:33 on the clock here in the first half. 18 WJTS. All right, Loogootee with the basketball inbound after the timeout and getting possession back. 3:32 on the clock as they drive.
Whoa.
And no call there, but is it Schmidt with the basketball? Yes. And gets over to Heim, and Heim with a nice drop there. So Schmidt comes up with the steal there, and Heim gets the bucket. Talking about a 11-point game right now. Bledsoe drops it down low, kick out. Now it's into the corner. Wildman long on that 3. Heim gets it, so here comes Day. Schmidt on the wing, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Heim.
Loogootee's doing, I mean, they're holding their lead with their leading scorer and their big man on the bench. So that's, when you're in their situation, that's really all you want to do is just try to maintain your distance.
Right.
And that's when Jasper needs to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
They've cut it a little bit, but, they're still.
Good feed by Schmidt down low, but short on the shot is Beekler. Now he's going to learn to use the glass in that situation. All right, so it remains an 11-point game, 25-14, drop down. And the ball gets knocked away from number 45, Brian Eckerly. Here come the Cats the other way, Heim with it. Schmidt's got an opening. Short on a three-pointer, though. And they try to feed it back to him, but Albrand recovers. Now Day sets up nicely for a three and hits it. So just what the Wildcats need there. Makes it an 8-point lead for the Lions. 146. Bledsoe, he's going to launch and get those three-pointers right back.
Yeah, he did.
Bledsoe's hit 2 of them. He's got 8. 28-17, back to an 11-point game. All right, now it's becoming a three-point launch fest as Heim hits one. So Heim's having a nice quarter. 7 points for him. Leads the Wildcats in scoring right now, and ball gets knocked out of bounds with 119. Gives a chance for the Wildcats to get some subs in.
Mundy and Ernie come in, Albrand and Schmidt go out.
So it's an 8-point ball game right now, 28-20. Cats picking it up with the press.
Got to make sure we get back on defense when we press.
So we'll contact on number 13, Jace Walton, so he's going to go to the line to shoot. Okay, so that's a 9th foul on the Wildcats, so still 1-1. Just 4 fouls have been called on the Lions so far. 28-20 is our score. Wallace getting ready to check in for the Cats. And first one goes.
Wallace is going to come in for Beekler.
So Lions are 6 of 8 from the line so far. Cats have just shot 3 free throws, hit 1, and pops the second one. 6 points for him, and it's now a 10-point ball game with 1:09 to go. All right, so Dave looking for some action down low. Now gets it up to Carter Mundy.
Oh, he double
I
dribbled.
thought he did too, but they didn't call it. They're
No, they
actually going to
didn't.
call a foul here.
Yeah, he got by with one there, I believe, because it looked like he, when he caught it, he dribbled, and then he picked it up, and then he dribbled again.
Right. Been a lot of changes to the rules, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Cats inbounds. Just the 5th foul on the Lions there. That one was actually called on Walton.
Heim's having a night tonight.
No doubt about it. 30-22 now. 34 seconds.
I would look for Loogootee to hold it, but they made a liar out of us the last time,
Yeah.
so.
24 seconds now. And actually, timeout for the Lions. So Ryan Haywood wants to gather his troops and see what they do on this last possession. They lead by 8 right now with 21.7 to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Loogootee, we'll see what they can do with 21.7 to go here. They have the basketball.
They put their big man back in for this last possession. So I would look that they may try to utilize him somewhere. There he is. I wouldn't think it would be out beyond the three-point line. There it is.
Throw the lob up there and actually gets knocked away, but Loogootee still with it. Time left, 2 seconds. Shot misses, and he gets his rebound, drops the shot, but no, it does not count. So
waved it off.
So Jordan Wildman does not get the bucket. 30-22 is our score. So Jason, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Well, I thought that, the second quarter we did a little bit better job. But still, you know, I'm sure coach is going to get in their ear pretty good at halftime. You know, like we talked earlier, I don't feel like the intensity's there tonight. You know, it's more like they're kind of out there just kind of going through the motion tonight. You know, and that don't work in high school basketball because most of the time you're playing a formidable opponent, and you know they're out there to kick your butt.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and Loogootee wouldn't be anything more pleasing to Loogootee to come to Jasper and beat Jasper on their home floor.
Oh yeah, no question.
So,
well, the Wildcats actually fell as many as 14 down there. Right now it's an 8-point game, but you know, it was just one of those situations. Somebody's got to start scoring, and Isaac Heim really did the job there. He scored 9 points in that second quarter.
Yeah, Isaac stepped up and you know kind of led the charges. I mean, without him, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think this team this year is going to be one that, you know, night in and night out, it's going to be a different guy step up.
Right.
You know, Isaac Day had the nice night last night.
Right.
You know,
right.
He's capable of doing it any night out, but you know, there's going to be other nights that you know somebody else is going to be able to do it. You know, and as teams start to play more and the film gets out, and you know, if you know, people see that you've got one guy that's doing a lot of the scoring, they're going to obviously try to shut that guy down.
Sure.
So it helps when you have multiple guys that are, you know, able to go out there and do that.
All right, so we'll see what kind of adjustments are made after halftime. Jasper trails 30-22 to Loogootee Lions right now here on 18 WJTS. We're at halftime where the Wildcats trail the Loogootee Lions 30-22. Quick look at the scoring. First for the Lions, they are led by Peyton Bledsoe's 8 points, 2 3-pointers and a couple free throws. 4 points for Luke Nante. 3 points for Silas Bauer, who spent most of the half on the bench after his 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. 5 points for Jordan Wildman. And off the bench, 6 points for Jace Walton. Looked at the wrong guy there. And Bryant Eckerly with 4. Wildcats 22 points, led by Isaac Heim. 9 points there in that second quarter. 5 points for Isaac Day. 4 points for Jack Albrand, including a 3-pointer. And Michael Beekler off the bench with 4 points for the Wildcat reserve. And all right, so Jace Goodhue's out there to start for the Wildcats, along with Heim, Day. So the Wildcats stick with their same lineup. Albrand and also Ernie out there.
Yeah, they're back with their starting 5. Goodhue come back in the game now. Hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble. They come out of the halftime with a set play and capitalized and got a layup out of it. So
2 points for Ernie, make it a 6-point game. Screen set there on Day is Loogoot's able to work it now. Nante gets it over to Walton. They work their offense now. All right, so they get it right down low. Goodhue kind of got out of position there, so an easy bucket for Silas Bauer.
They're gonna take advantage of that matchup, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're calling there.
Yeah, because size-wise, Jace Goodhue, good sized body, but still 6'2" against the.
Called a foul there on Nante, and I didn't see much there. I don't know if they're going to call it that close. We might be here till midnight. But
let's hope not.
Yeah, I agree.
Loogootee with an 8-point lead over the Wildcats right now. Drive to the lane there is Day, kicks it out. Albrand sees the opening, misses the shot. Battle for the rebound comes down to Bledsoe. And left wide open is number 12, Jordan Wildman, but he can't get it to go. Day in the corner. Now it gets knocked away. Bauer tries to retrieve it. Comes into Goodhue. Shot fake by Heim. Now he steps back and drops the shot. So Heim continues his hot streak. Double figures for him now. 11 points. Makes it a 6-point game. 32-26. Played a minute and a half now. Third quarter.
Goldie's going to be patient, just like we talked in the first half.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, see, I think that's what they want to set up with that offense. They were able to get it right there to Bauer, and he drops it for an easy layup, handing it off to Luke Nante.
They just kind of lull you to sleep. You know, it's like, okay, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to hold it, and all of a sudden, bam, somebody cuts, and they're looking for him, and they get it to him, and he gets a nice, easy layup. So.
Well, a couple of times the Wildcats were able to knock it away there in that second quarter. Brian Eckerly was playing in that spot with Bauer out, so I think it's more of a set play when Bauer's in there. So an 8-point lead for the Lions. Now Goodhue spins around, has to kick it back out. There's a jumper on the way for Tanner, and Tanner hits it. 5 points for Tanner Ernie quickly here in the second quarter. That makes it a 5-point game, 34-29. Kick to the corner is Bledsoe. Short. He was mounted for the rebound.
He was too wide open there.
Oh, my goodness, and the shot goes in. Holy cow.
That's one for ESPN highlights there.
I would say.
Holy cow.
Man, oh, man, he was on his back and flicks it up.
Just had a scrum for the ball, and they come up with it and turned around and threw it up, and it went in.
So Jordan Wildman, that's his 7th point of the ball game. Free throw opportunity. Now substitution. Beekler comes in as Heim, who
picked up his 3rd foul on that play.
So he's got 11 points, but has to sit down.
That's gonna. I mean, he's our hot man on offense.
Shot does not go for Wildman though. So makes it a 7-point game right now. 36-29. 5:23 on the clock here, third quarter. Drive here and ball gets knocked away, but Auburn's able to hang on.
Fortunate enough to come away with that one.
All right, so 3-pointers are falling for the Wildcats now. It's 2 in a row. Ernie hit one, Day hits one there. 4-point games. The Cats chipping away here, Jason.
Yep, they are. It helps when you're shooting the ball the way we are.
See a little more urgency defensively, too, for the Wildcats. Getting after it. Ball, Bledsoe couldn't get it, but then another follow there, this time by Wildman.
I mean, there's 2 offensive rebounds. You know, you can't – you forced them into a bad shot and could have had possession to come down 4, and you don't. You let them have 2 offensive rebounds. And
Isaac Day gets the friendlies, dropping the basket there. So he has hit 2 3-pointers now. In this quarter, he's got 3 in the ball game. Now it's a 3-point game, 38-35. Cats trail by 8 at halftime. So we played half of the quarter here, Loogootee. Ooh, man, some contact there with Ernie. He's holding his jaw. Bledsoe, now there's going to be some contact there. That's going to be on Goodhue, yeah.
So now Goodhue and Heim are both going to have 3.
Actually, Ernie's going to sit down there, so Carter Mooney comes in.
I think they got after him a little bit at halftime about picking up the defensive intensity.
All right, so actually Goodhue stays in at least for now, and I think he's going to have Wallace go in at the next stop. 3:42, Loogootee still with the basketball. Lead has been cut to 3. It's 38-35, led by as many as 14. Now there's a shot in the corner, does not go, and they are able to get that offensive rebound, though.
Yeah, those drive coaches crazy.
Bledsoe, he'll stop and pop, and he drops. Nice shot there. Bledsoe now with double figures with 10. Makes it a 5-point lead, 40-35, 3:10 on the clock here in the third quarter. Day gives it up there to Beekler. Now you got Albran. He'll shoot the 3, way short, and Goodhue tries to save it. Loogootee retrieves. So 5-point lead. Now that's going to be an easy one, straight up and in for Silas Bauer.
Loogotee's a nice passing team. You know, they keep their head up. They know where their guys are going to be, and they hit them when they're open.
Right. Everything that's key with making those types of plays are good, quick cuts to the basket as well.
Yeah, that you're exactly right. I mean, they don't just cut, but they cut hard.
Yeah.
And again, they got their eyes and head up, and they see them.
42-35, 2:15 now. Cats moving their offense. Beekler in the corner. He's left alone from about 18 short, though. And Jordan Wildman brings it down. He's going to take his time bringing it up this time. 7-point lead, 42-35, 1:57 now. Third quarter. Bledsoe now posting up this time. He's played a lot on the perimeter. Trying to take advantage of his size differential over Beekler, and Beekler's going to pick up the foul there. All right, so Wallace can finally come in for Goodhue.
Ernie's going to check back in for somebody, probably Beekler. Beekler's got 3 too.
Yeah. So the front line of the Wildcats, Beekler, Heim, and Goodhue are all on the bench. Still got Wallace with a little size out there, so he's going to have to battle against Bauer, but Bauer takes advantage of that and drops the shot. 6 points in the quarter for Bauer now. He's got 9. Now extends that lead to 9 points, and Katsu, actually Allbrand's able to hang on to it, but now loses it. Little heave over there, and that's going to be an easy bucket for Nante. Or check out Walton, I'm sorry. Number 13 puts it up and in. Now it's an 11-point game. Cats had cut the lead to 3.
Yeah, you know, we did a good job. We worked our butts off and got back, made it a game, got to within, what, 3 or 4, you know, and you got to hand it to Loogootee. I mean, they didn't panic. You know, they just kept doing what they normally do.
Right.
And withstood the storm.
Right. All right, so Ernie gets to the lane, stops, pops, and drops. Ernie's having a quarter, though. He's got 7 points. So right now it's 46-37 with 37 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Oh, and there's an easy bucket. Nante scores this time.
Our defense is just lets us down. I mean, you know, I don't know whose guy that was, but he followed him down through the lane, and once you're behind your guy, when he's cutting, you're in trouble.
Right. So Cats have 15 seconds to try to cut this lead. It's now 11.
I can see where Loogootee can score some points, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they get after it and can score them in bunches.
All right, so Mundy's able to drop one, though, from the top of the key. So he gets his first bucket. It's a three-pointer, and at least gives the Wildcats a little bit of help there. So even scoring for both teams, but problem is the Wildcats trail by 8 going into the third, and they'll trail by 8 going into the fourth here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Jasper Wildcats trailed by 8 at halftime. It's an 8-point game right now. They were able to cut it down to as low as 3 in that quarter.
Yeah, like we talked a little bit earlier, you know, we did a good job of scoring, but our defense was not where it needed to be.
Yeah. All right, so Loogootee, first possession here in the fourth quarter. Drive to the basket is Nante. Now he kicks it. Wildman with it.
We got Schmitty's in there, I believe. Ernie, Allbrand, Mundy, and Wallace.
All right, so actually we're going to have a timeout here, so we'll take a break. 7:23 on the clock, 48-40. Jasper trails the Lions right now here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Loogootee will have the basketball after the timeout. Ryan Haywood didn't like something that he saw to start the quarter there. Bledsoe gets the handoff, but can't hit the jump shot there. Ooh, Beekler lost his footing there, but Heim back in the ball game. William Schmidt tries to make the pass, but it actually gets back over to Carter, so a good break for the Wildcats there.
Got lucky there.
Yeah.
Went from a turnover to just a pass.
Ernie Goes to the lane, and they're going to call a blocking foul, and the shot dropped.
No.
So we'll see if they count it.
No, they won't.
Nope, they're not going to. It was before the shot.
Yeah.
But I'm liking seeing what I'm seeing in the second half as far as the aggressiveness of Tanner Ernie.
Well, we're playing a little bit more aggressive. You know, I mean, we're had we played this way the whole game, obviously it would be a total different game.
Yeah.
I think the coaching staff probably got on them pretty good at halftime, and they have responded.
All right, so we still got an 8-point game right now, 48-40 with 6:39 on the clock. Walden, who got the start for Jalen Wildman, who actually has not played tonight. Originally had him in the starting lineup. But
yeah, I don't know if he's injured or what, but when we were looking at their minutes played, we kind of had him penciled in as a starter, and he did not only not start, he hasn't played, so I'm guessing he's probably injured or something.
Right. Jason, as you see Loogootee in their offense, explain what they're trying to do here a little bit.
They're just playing 3 guards, basically out by the half-court line.
And to get those opportunities.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They spread the defense out, you know, and pass the ball around. I like that kind of offense. I mean, that's not the typical Loogootee stall offense. I mean, they're looking to score.
Yeah.
You know, Loogootee years ago they would do that, but they never went to the basket. They would just go around, and Lindy on a nice runner there, but you know, they're actually cutting with a purpose and trying to look to the basket and do a very good job of it.
Well, I think that's the reason why Bauer's got such a high percentage too, because a lot of those shots are designed for him to just cut to the basket like he's done. He's got 4 buckets here in the second half.
I mean, they've got a pretty good combination with Bauer and Bledsoe.
So actually, Ernie and Bauer, and Bauer's getting to knock that around a little bit there. Actually, Beaker gave him a little pop air. Jasper comes up with the ball there, so they got the basketball. Still trailing by 8, though, 50-42. They got to start cutting into this. We got under 5 now, 4:53 on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, playing them even from here on out ain't going to help.
No.
We've got to hit some shots, and we've got to come up with some defensive stops.
Ernie, there we go. All right, so Ernie's really feeling confident going to the basket, and he'll have a chance to add another one on top of that. So Tanner Ernie, 2, 4, 6, 9 points here in the second half. An opportunity here to pop a free throw and put them in double figures and cut that lead to 5, but way short on the free throw. Cats last night, 53% from the line. Not much better tonight. You
know, we were talking about that, Craig, you know, earlier. You know, last night we hit 1-2 free throws, you know, in the game. The game ends in regulation and we win.
That's right.
You know,
Day got hammered on that drive, though. So he'll shoot 2. Take your pick on who the foul is on. Probably going to be on number 30, I believe, Luke Nante.
Yeah.
All right, so foul situation. All right, 3rd foul on Nante there. 4 fouls on the Lions, 3 on the Wildcats, you know, especially in the first half of the Wildcats. A huge foul discrepancy between the 2 teams.
Albrand's coming back in for Ernie.
Yeah. All right, so good job by Ernie, 9 points, and he'll sit down for a little bit there. Day can't get that one to go. Drop down low, Bauer's there, and he puts it up and in. Boy, it's just been really tough for Goodhue to stop that.
That's just hard to stop. You know, when you got that big of a size advantage and you've got a team that's good, a good passing team like we talked, you know, they know where to throw the ball where only the offense can get it.
Well, Goodhue tries to get him some space there with a little bump, but Bauer doing a good job defensively, so he misses the shot. It's a 7-point lead for the Lions, 52-45 with 3.5 to go. lobs down low. Now he's double teamed and has to kick it back out. Carter almost got it there. Now he drops it in. There's another easy bucket for 21. They are just feeding him.
This game is one where we're missing those Foley and Heichelbeck big time.
Size and quickness, yeah.
Because you could have one of those two guys in there trying to battle with Silas and be making a difference.
Yeah, they are very surgical in the way they operate their offense. Jasper trails now by 9. We'll take a break. 3:18 to go here in the fourth on 18 WJTS. All right, we're back once again here at Jasper High School. The Loogootee Lions with a 9-point lead over the Wildcats. And one of the impressive things, as far as Bauer, I mean, we've seen him really kind of tear up the Wildcats with 12 points here in the second half. But number one, you got to have good hands to be able to make those plays, but also the quickness that he's showing out there and with his size at 6'6".
Yeah, he's a nice basketball player. Like you said, he's got some size and some length, and he's got some nice hands.
Day looking to cut into that lead, but Bauer comes down with a rebound. But, if he could, I don't know what his future opportunities are as far as playing ball and all that, but he can get a little bit more meat on his bones.
Yeah.
Man, he'd be a nice ball player for somebody.
Yeah, he would. There's no doubt he could play at, Division III level or somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. A lot of times you get these guys that are 6'6", as an easy bucket to the lane there is Wildman. But, if some of these 6'6" guys were just 6'9", it's just that 3-inch difference really makes a difference between whether you're a D1, D2, or D3 type player.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, so the Lions now lead by 11. Cats making some moves. Beekler into the ball game. Albrand, Carter Mundi, Day's out there, and Tanner Ernie. And
we got to put the shooting lineup in there, I believe.
Loogootee's only gone 7 deep tonight, but pretty well in this second half. It's been this starting 5. Ernie gets himself in good position there, and actually Bauer stood tall but made some contact, and he'll be called for the foul. So,
yeah, Ernie did a good job there of moving into the contact. He kind of initiated it and did a good job. Now he's just got to finish it here at the line.
So second trip to the line for Ernie. He's 0 for 1 first time on a 3-point play opportunity and drops that one. So double figures for the senior. I'm sorry, he's a junior.
Yeah.
And hits the second shot. So 11 points for Ernie. It's a 9-point game, 56-47. Cody just trying to work some clock off here, but still. Cats have to make some plays here. Some steals, and they try that give and go, and actually good job to knock it out. And just totally knocked onto his tail. Man, number 30, Luke Nante, earned every bit of that foul. That's his 5th.
That can be big. He's their ball handler. Kind of makes the show run. Yeah. So, you're going to bring in somebody here. I don't know who came in. 22.
Yeah, 22. That's
John Whitworth.
Yep.
Junior guard. You're going to. I don't think he's been in the game yet. Now he's going to have to come out there and kind of run the show. So it could be a help.
Tell you what, you can just tell Mooney's a shooter.
Yeah.
Good form and stroke there on that free throw. He's got 6 points for the Wildcats. Nice arch and just rims out. All right, so we got a whistle here. It's going to be on Ernie. Yeah, so the situation, that's just the 4th foul on the Wildcats. 1:57 on the clock, so now it's just a matter of just getting aggressive. You got to get those steals. If you commit a foul, so what?
Yeah.
Good give and go, though.
It helps when you're throwing the ball into a guy that's got the size that Bledsoe does, because he can see over that trap.
Right. Oh, and actually they're going to call Bledsoe for the foul. All right, so that's what the Wildcats need. Get that basketball back. 1:47 on the clock. It's an 8-point game.
We got another.
Yeah, starting to dig deep into his bench now. Eagle first action.
Isaac Eagle, he's a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
That other guy didn't last too long in there.
It's not like what he did.
No, I don't know what he did because it was an offensive foul. And
obviously nothing. All right, minute 37. Cats with the chance here.
We gotta have a couple quick hitters here.
Yeah. All right, high arching shot and it drops. I'm telling you, Carter Moondy, big play there. Now we got a 5-point basketball game. And actually, Loogootee gets the timeout. So I tell you what, that's where Bledsoe's got to be careful. I mean, he did a little shove right there in that corner and didn't get called, though. All right, so 1:17 on the clock, 56-51. Jason, what are your thoughts now?
Well, you know, like we said earlier, we've got to take advantage of every opportunity we get. I mean, we can't have a trip down on offense and not come away with any points.
Right.
And we've got to be able to get after them on defense because so far the way that looks like they've shot free throws pretty well.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily want to get them to the line, which, you know, we've only got 4 fouls, so we've got a few to give there, so we can take some opportunities to chances, you know, for some steals.
Yeah.
And if we don't get them and we commit a foul, it's okay.
Well, I mean, if the Wildcats have done their homework here, Wildman would be a guy you might want to foul. Again, number 12, he's got the ball in his hands quite a bit for this team. He's only shooting 47% from the line. Bauer shoots 59, but Bledsoe is the guy you don't want to foul. He's shooting 90%.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, it comes down to, you know, I think you don't need to foul right away. You want to go for a steal. But with the fouls to give, you also, there's different philosophies you play into that. You know, maybe you commit a foul quick, you know, on trying to get a steal.
Yeah. All right, so Loogootee will inbound. Ernie on the ball.
Allbrand's guarding Bledsoe, so, well, they're kind of running a trap, so they're really not guarding anybody.
All right, clock's ticking right now, 1:08. What a spin move. Boy, a good job defensively there by Beekler to knock it away. Here comes Day quickly, kicks it out. There's a three-pointer. Oh, no, actually, you're going to call the foul. And that's going to be shooting.
Be 2-shot foul because that should be
there. It just went to 9, actually.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is their 9th foul.
I just looked up and it had 9 on it. They were, whoever's on the clock or the scoreboard down there was on top of things.
Yeah, a lot of times you got to keep track of that. So it's still 1 in bonus here for Day, but he's a good foul shooter so far in the season. And he pops that one. So
that's what you got to do. You got to take that. You know, you get these opportunities for these points when the clock stops. You got to take advantage of it.
Right. So Day 3 of 4 from the line here in this 4th quarter. Inside a minute. 3-point game. And a steal! Ernie comes up with it. Day now. Cats have got, let's see, 2 timeouts left, though. See if John Gable, how he wants to work this. Right now it's 45 seconds. I mean, with a 3-pointer, you could tie this basketball. Oh, no, look out. Oh, goodness, over and back. Oh, man.
That was a killer.
Oh, man, oh, man. Yep, well, all right, so there's still plenty of time, though. Cats just have to make a play, though. 40.1, 3-point game. Loogootee leads 56-53. Tough time getting it in, and they only had 1 timeout, and he actually, at the last second was able to get it over there. Wentworth having a tough time, though, and gets it across, and now there's a quick foul there by Carter Moondy. Yeah,
they got the foul that we wanted.
Yeah.
Well, they're not even in the bonus.
No, not yet, not yet. So that's just the 5th foul. First one on Carter. Carter Moondy, nice night tonight with 9 points here in the second half. 34.9 on the clock. Try that backdoor play. It's not there. And Ernie with a steal. What a play. Beekler will go, and he commits the offensive foul. That was good position by Bledsoe right there in the lane. Oh, boy. Cats have had a couple of opportunities here. One on a turnover and the other one on a foul. So it's still a 3-point game.
You just got to be a little bit more under control in that situation.
Right. It's just one thing I always say with kids. It's like if you could just learn that stop and pop instead of just barreling to the basket all the time. All right, so trouble there, though.
Oh, they got a guy underneath the basket wide open.
Oh. Haywood got the timeout, though, before anything happened there. So 56-53, 20.9 to go. We'll be back right after this. We got a good one now. Lions lead by 3 here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Loogootee has the basketball with about 20 seconds to go here in a 3-point lead. Mooney staying all over the ball handler, and that's Wildman. A little trouble, and what do they call a foul?
Yeah, they did on somebody. Which
you got to.
Yes and no, because he was in all kinds of trouble. You could have forced a turnover right there. You kind of bailed him out, but now they're going to be in the bonus.
Thing is, though, I mentioned Wildman, 47% foul shooter, and he's the guy at the line. He's hit 9 of 19 on the season. He already missed one tonight. So 9 of 20 on the season is the guy stepping to the line right now.
Remember what I said when, who was it that fouled out?
Oh, yeah, number
Nante.
30 there. Yeah, Nante.
When Nante fouled out, and you can just tell. I mean, they're lost out there.
Right.
So.
Oh, boy, and he hits it.
He looked good on that one. I mean, for a guy that's 9 of 19.
Yeah. All right, so another big one here. Right now, he makes it a 2-possession game.
Now we just got to get down, score quick, and call a timeout. Because otherwise they could
look good there. So 2 big free throws for the senior, and he has made it a 5-point basketball game. Jasper quickly with 9 seconds, and they're going to let Ernie drive to the basket. He misses it, though, and that's pretty well going to seal it. Try a foul there, and he actually do call the foul on Day, so all this is going to do is give him a chance to extend it. But, man, Jasper, though, inside that minute, 2 possessions they had, and it was a 3-point game. The one, just kind of lost the handle of the basketball, went off Ernie there and lost it at mid-court, and then, the steal and the fast break opportunity, but good job by Bledsoe to set up in the lane, and Beekler just plowed right into him.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, the fight was there tonight, but it was a little bit too late.
Yeah.
I mean, like we were talking, the first quarter there when we only scored 4 points,
right.
As a coach, you got to be disappointed that, they didn't come out ready to play tonight.
Sure. Yeah, because the Cats trailed 14-4 after that first quarter. And second free throw's good, so Jordan Wildman, 4 for 4, found a stretch there to pretty well seal this basketball game for the Loogootee Lions. So they beat the Jasper Wildcats tonight, 60-53. And so, well, Jason, 2 nights, 2 battles, but 2 losses, though.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure they can go back to work this week and practice, and they've got a lot to work on. Coach Gable and the coaching staff, I'm sure will watch the film and get after them for some of the mistakes that were made and try to correct those. They you play two pretty good opponents, but like we were talking last night on the way home from Linton, you're a 4A school and you're playing a 2A school and a 1A school.
Yeah.
You
should have the upper hand, especially 1A tonight.
You should, but you as a coach, you try to take away some positives. Too. You don't want to be completely negative from it, but it's got to be a learning experience for them. Because if you don't, it could be a long season.
Yeah.
Our schedule don't get any easier. When you start to get into the conference play, there's some pretty good teams in that conference now that we switched to the SIAC.
Right.
We picked up Bossy now that we have to play, and there's going to be some tough games. Next Friday night, I believe we go on the road to play Memorial. I have no idea what Memorial will have in basketball, but
Usually pretty good, though.
they're usually a good opponent.
Right.
So you got to go down there, and like I said, you got all week to practice this week and see what you can come up with and try to right the ship a little bit.
Yeah, and again, though, the Wildcats have been shorthanded, obviously, as far as size with Heichelbeck and Foley and also Englert's still out, and then now you lose Berger. So really, I mean, those are four pretty key contributors, if not starters, that we normally see on the floor.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's some guys getting some minutes now that, with those guys here, they may not be getting them.
Yeah.
But you just gotta move on and try to do what you can do to correct this. And it's a long season.
Right.
This is the first weekend. You played 2 games tonight or this weekend, and you just have to keep trudging away and get a little bit better each and every game that you play, so that when it does come time for the sectional, you're ready to go. The coaching staff does an outstanding job with those things, and they'll do the things they need to do to get the kids. It's a matter of whether the kids respond or not. The coaches know what they're doing, obviously.
Right.
It's just a matter of, can you get these kids to listen, to buy into the system and do what they need to do.
One other thing, too, I mean, it gives an opportunity you're talking about as far as some guys getting out there to play. And, Isaac Heim would probably see more minutes. Tanner Ernie's constantly on the floor and all that. But they're not always called to score, And tonight, Heim scores 11, Ernie scores 11, And those are going to be, if that's 5, 6, 7 points in a regular game when you have some of your other primary scores back on the floor, those are going to be key points.
Oh, there's no doubt. Obviously, like you said, the points are going to be spread out a little bit more, which is a good thing, because the other team can't key on certain guys. It'll definitely be a big help to get those the other guys back. But, with this year being the way it is, you never know when you're going to, lose a guy. I mean, nobody expected you to lose Caleb, this quick either. Hopefully it's not a long, drawn-out affair, but you don't know. So we just have to keep plugging away. Again, like we said, it's early. The coaches, we talked about this a little bit last night on the way on our trip home that, as broadcasters and as fans, you sit there and you think that what you've seen was good effort, and you think that we did okay. But these coaches are with these guys every day at practice. Yeah. They know what they're capable of doing, and when you talk to them, it's like, well, we didn't do this or we didn't do that. And as a fan or as a broadcaster, you don't necessarily know those things. So the coaches, when you have your interviews after these games, they're honest with you. They know what they expected.
Right.
Tonight I think it would probably be, obviously the start of the game, not coming mentally prepared to play.
Right.
And in high school basketball, that's one of the tough things when you play back-to-back nights, a Friday, Saturday. It's tough to come back out here on a Saturday and play, especially after you played a game like we played last night at Linton.
And you had a team, Loogootee, who didn't play. They haven't played since last week. So they
exactly.
have a full week to prepare. They're thinking Jasper the entire time. We got to think Linton at the last minute and then Loogootee.
No doubt. And, we're not making excuses.
Right.
As a coach, you don't care about that. You can't say, well, woe is me because we had to play or, this or that, and they had time to prepare for us. And, high school basketball is funny when it comes to that because, you can prepare teams and you can do this and that, but it goes down to the 5 guys that are on the floor.
Right.
They have to go out there and they have to perform the things that you practice and all that. And I think tonight that was probably the biggest letdown was, we just didn't come out ready to play
in the first quarter.
And I don't care who you're playing. If it's a 1A school or a 4A school, you still have to come out ready to play the game, and we weren't.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's an unfortunate thing because, I mean, the Wildcats outscored Loogootee in, let's see, 18-16 in the second quarter, 18, it was even in the third quarter, but outscored them by 1 in the fourth quarter. So, it was there, but again, just that 14-4 deficit to start with was tough to overcome.
Unofficially, I had Loogootee for 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter, and that's what made this a game.
Right.
And you have to take advantage of that when a team does that. And, we did to a certain extent, but when it came right down to it on those last few possessions, we turned the ball over.
Right.
And you can't do that.
Right.
When a team turns it over and gives you an opportunity, you need to capitalize on those turnovers and those opportunities. And tonight we didn't do that.
Yeah. And especially down the stretch there, just kind of gave the ball right back to them.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, well, we'll take a break. Hopefully we'll get one of the coaches to come out here and talk with us and give their perspective. So.
Yep.
All right, well, Jason, her next basketball game, I guess we'll see you for the game against Evansville Memorial.
Yep, next Friday night.
All right. Okay, we'll take a break. Jasper falls tonight 60-53 here on 18 WJTS. All right, we are back once again here, and we got Coach Jason Albrand to talk about this 60-53 basketball game tonight. And, Jason, I saw you make the slow walk up here, so what are you thinking as a basketball coach of this team tonight?
It's never good when you go 0-2 for the weekend. Everybody knows that. But I think there's a fine line between thinking it's the end of the world and realizing that, there were some positives this weekend. We're not at full strength. We're missing 4 players of our top 10, and we plan on playing 9 to 10 guys a lot this year. So, we haven't been able to play the way we'd like to be able to play as far as full court. So, we want the kids to be, like I said, not leaving here thinking it's the end of the world, but having to eat at them enough that they want to come in and get better next week. And I think that the kids we have in that locker room, I think they're going to come in and we'll learn from this weekend. We got a lot of young guys, and it's baptism by fire. We've got guys playing 2 close games now, back-to-back, against 2 quality opponents.
Right.
Fourth quarter could go either way. And so, right now, both games, the more experienced team, has won. So I think Loogootee had probably 3 returning starters, if not 4 from last year. And I know Linton had a couple of their guys back and, some good talent. So I think our lack of experience has cost us a couple games. And that's to be expected. It's not okay. We want to learn from that and move on. And we're going to come in Monday and we're going to watch the fourth quarter of both games and just kind of sit there and talk about, it's just, the couple times in the first half, just knowing the game, they're in the bonus. Back-to-back trips, we foul 80 feet from the bucket. Over the back, I think, or a reaching foul, doesn't really matter. And then tonight in the fourth quarter, we only had 3 team fouls.
Yeah.
And so now we're thinking, okay, get up in your guy, push him, pressure him. And if you get beat, shove him, don't grab him, go for a steal. If you get a foul, you get a foul. So just knowing how to play time and score and situational basketball is a learning process. And so we'll talk about all those things on Monday, and hopefully we'll improve next week.
Well, we got off to a slow start in that first quarter, down 14-4, and after that, we pretty well played even with them. Actually, outscored them in a couple of the quarters.
Yeah, and that was a concern of ours. We didn't play last night.
Right.
We did, and we played hard and had an overtime game and expended a lot of energy.
A little bit longer road trip.
A longer road trip, and so that was disappointing. But that was a concern of ours. I was coming in the game as to a good start, and we did not get down 20-4, I believe, at one point. But to our kids' credit, we didn't put our head between our legs and running high. We fought back and gave ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter with a stop here or there or a bucket to maybe come out on top. So, and like last night, there were some good things, but down the stretch we just didn't make enough plays to come out on top.
Well, and the other thing, too, you're saying we're shorthanded a few players and all that, so it gives opportunities for other guys that maybe aren't called on to score to actually do some scoring. Tanner Ernie had a nice stretch there in the second quarter, and early in the third quarter you had Isaac Heim, and then also Carter Mundy pops in 9 points. So talk about how guys are starting to help out there.
That's one of the positives of being shorthanded. You're forced to build depth. You're forced to have guys that are going to play more minutes and have to be asked to maybe score more points. And a good sign is we've had a couple of guys last night step up and a couple of different guys tonight stepped up. So, when that just makes us better overall as the season goes on. So those are all, like I said, it's frustrating because in learning those lessons, you may not come out on top and get the short end of the stick. But we hope we stick with it that this will all pay off in the long run.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, what's the situation with Berger? I mean,
well, he landed last night on the shot and hit his hand pretty hard. And
okay.
this morning came in, it was swollen and sore, and got an X-ray this morning. According to the X-ray, it's not broken, but I would say best case scenario, it's going to be probably 2 weeks. Worst case, I think they're going to X-ray it again once the swelling goes down, just to make sure they've got the correct read on the X-ray. So, we're hopeful it's just a bad sprain or a bruise, and in a couple weeks we'll get him back. Until then, it's going to be young guys step up, and
right.
Probably before they're ready. But that's kind of the best way to learn.
Yeah.
And it's not the easiest way to learn, but I think it's the best way if you have the right attitude to go out there in game situations in the heat of the moment and have to be able to make a play, get a stop, make a read, whatever it might be. They switched a lot tonight defensively, and we did a poor job of. And it's different because you're used to when you go screen you're screening the guy and he's going to go guard the guy you're screening for, and when you're switching, the guy guarding you's taking the next pass. So in theory, if I'm screening, the guy I'm screening is going to be guarding me.
Right.
So we want to slip because he's now outside of me and I'm closer between the ball and him.
Right.
And we just didn't recognize that enough tonight and have the space and to be able to do that. So, those are once again, that's just something we can show them on film and hopefully we get better at.
Memorial, what do you know about them so far?
Well, they got a new coach. They are 1-1. They beat Mount Vernon in a pretty close game, I think, last Tuesday or Wednesday. Played Heritage Hills to a 10-point game today. They had an afternoon, I think it was 56-46. So obviously they've got a few kids back from last year, but with the new coach, sometimes different kids come out and the style could be different. So he came from North Posey, so we'll get some film on them and watch that. But as far as what they have back and what they're doing, we really haven't looked at them yet. And then we got a tough one on Saturday. We go play at the Ford Center, which will be nice for our kids. We play Wrights down there, who beat Vincennes, I think, by 30 last night. So they've got a good nucleus. They lost the 5-star point guard Lander, but a lot of times I think when you lose a superstar, sometimes you play better the next year with you play together more and rely on each other and get more guys involved. And so our schedule's not easy, but we're going to challenge ourselves and hopefully we'll get better. I do hate it for these kids coming to the gym tonight. It felt like a scrimmage night. It's unfortunate. I know it's glad we're playing ball and we're all grateful we're playing and not canceling, but I hope at some point in time in the near future, not just our kids, but all these kids can experience what it's like to play high school basketball and the crowds and the noise. And so grateful we're playing, but, I feel bad for them.
Right. Well, hey, outstanding effort from both nights. I mean, last night in the overtime loss, but, they were right there. And then, for 3 out of the 4 quarters tonight, I thought that they really gave a good effort.
We can't fault, we haven't faulted our efforts so far. We've just got to execute. We've got to combine the execution with the effort, and hopefully we'll get different results.
Okay. Well, sounds good.
All righty.
Appreciate it,
by
Jason.
By the way, congrats on your Hoosiers. I hate to say that, but you know what?
We were talking about it earlier.
Purdue's so bad this year, it makes it worse. I think as a Purdue fan, IU's good.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to tell you.
I tell you what, they're good. They got a good team.
Too many times I've seen Purdue, though, struggle on a season, Indiana having the good season, then all of a sudden that bucket game. So I'm, oh, gosh.
Well, you get a host,
I'm sure for you would love it. So hopefully next Saturday night you're not picking on them.
You might score 100 points with Purdue's defense. I don't know.
Well, Indiana's got a defense. That's what's
they
good
sure
too.
do.
Yeah. So.
All right, thanks, Craig.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so the Jasper Wildcats fall the Loogootee Lions tonight, 60-53. Quick recap of the scoring: Jordan Wildman, 15 points, but 4 big free throws down the stretch to kind of extend things and seal the basketball game. Silas Bauer, 15 points, 12 of those coming in the second half. So he got his game on track. 8 points for Luke Nante, 10 points for Peyton Bledsoe. And then off the bench, we got Jace Walton. I'm sorry, actually a starter, Jace Walton, number 13, scores 8 points. And Parker, I keep missing that. I'm looking at my score sheet here, but that was Bryant Eckerly, number 45, with 4 points. So 60 points for Loogootee. Wildcats, 3 players in double figures. Number 14, Isaac Day, or 14 for Isaac Day, and 11 points for Tanner Ernie, 11 points for Isaac Heim. So a good job by Heim tonight, getting some scoring opportunities. 9 of those came in the second quarter. And then 4 points for Jack Albrand, 9 points for Carter Mundy off the bench, and Michael Beekler chipped in 4 first-half points. So the Wildcats will play Evansville Memorial on the road next week, next Friday night, I believe, and then they'll play Wrights Saturday at the Ford Center. And Loogootee, actually, their next ball game, I am showing against Forest Park, but schedules change all the time, so we'll just kind of see how things go. So Loogootee 4-0, Jasper 0-1 to start their 2 seasons so far in this 2020-21 campaign. So thanks for Jason Stamm and his coverage tonight. Jeremy Marcos on the video. My name's Craig Schneier. This is Wildcat Basketball here on 18 WJTS. Good night.